Welcome to Strong in the Broken Places. Today is Sunday, April 24th, 2022, and this is video number 6. Today we're going to talk about vision. We're going to talk about how you see yourself. We're not talking about the type of vision like this type of vision here. We're talking the type of vision when you close your eyes. What is the mental picture that you see of yourself? How do you see yourself physically, mentally, psychologically, emotionally? How do you see yourself? How do you see yourself getting strong in your broken place? Okay, we have to first define what our broken places are. And then we have to be able to see us getting stronger in that broken place. In our broken places. Some of us are broken in more than one place here, but we have to be able to see it to believe it. And I'll tell you something here. If you can't see it, if you cannot see yourself becoming strong in your broken place, nobody else will either. If you can't believe it, nobody else will be able to believe it either. The first thing we have to do is we got to be specific. We got to define what it is that we want. So what is it that you want? How do you want to become strong in your broken place? And then this helps too. We have to be able to do some visualization type exercises here. There are I love this story. It's a story about a professional athlete. And before the event that he was participating in, he would get off to a quiet room and he would imagine himself doing that big play. He would imagine himself doing what needed to be done in order to succeed. He would imagine himself just doing the most phenomenal things. And then when the time came for him to do it, he was confident that it could be done because he had already done it in our mind. See, everything starts in our mind. It starts right here. It starts with the way we see ourselves, with the way we believe in ourselves. And I have to be able to believe in myself first. If I'm not willing to fight for me, no one else is going to be able to. They're not going to get my back. They're not going to have my back. They're not going to want to fight for me either. And this is something that I saw all the time when I was in prison. And it didn't matter who you were, what size you were, what color you were, what your creed was. None of that mattered. When you got in, you were going to be tested. You were going to be tried. And if you stood up for yourself, it didn't matter if you were the smallest guy around. If you stood up for yourself, somebody was going to get your back. And that's all it takes. You got to be able to stand up for yourself. You got to be able to have that vision. So what is that thing that you want? What is that thing that you want? And can you see yourself getting better, getting stronger in that area? So I want to be rich. But what exactly does that mean? I want to be rich. Do I want to be rich in my relationships? Do I want to be rich in my career, at my job? Do I want to be rich financially? Let's take the most obvious. I want to be rich financially. Okay, put a tag on it. Do you consider rich being $100,000? Do you consider rich being $1 million or $1 billion? But you got to be reasonable with it here, because there's a difference between having vision, having a dream, and it being complete fantasy. Okay, we're not operating in a fantasy here. This is not about fantasy. This is about pursuing our dreams, and this is about reality here. This is about reality. We want to become strong in our broken places, but we want to be realistic with that. And I want you to know here too that there is a difference between being, okay, the most obvious example is people talk about being rich or being poor. So just know this here. There's a difference between being poor and being broke. I don't have any money, but I'm not poor. I just don't have any money. I'm broke. I might not be able to do the things that I want, but I don't focus on that. What I focus on, what I'm able to do. A couple days ago, I talked about creating this site here, and I said I really don't know what I'm doing, and I'm still experiencing that. There's downloading issues. There's issues. There's just a million things going on with this here. And I talked about jumping out of the airplane, and I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna assemble that parachute, and I'm gonna figure that out before I hit the ground. Well, I'm still doing that. And luckily, I'm going real slow as I'm falling. So that trajectory, even though I'm going down, I'm figuring it out on my way down, but I have a vision. I see where I want to go, and I'm going in that direction. And that's the most important thing, is going in the direction that you want to go in. So I'm going to close with this. Picture that thing that you want. Picture how you want to be strong in your broken place. Focus on it. Get off to yourself and just meditate on it. Envision it. Envision you being strong in your broken place. And then tap into it. Just drive and tap into it. I'll see you tomorrow. And until then, be strong in your broken place.